Top of the day, message from the streets. This is a topic that I had to address from the very first time that I heard it. I knew that it was straight up nonsense. And that is the bigoted misinformation that Miss Michelle Obama is a man. And when I first heard it, I brushed it off. Then somebody brought it back to my attention. Then it came to my attention again. And then I went and investigated. And after my investigation, I found pictures of her when she was a little girl. I found pictures of her with her brother. I found pictures of her, in her college years. But my thing is that I'm coming to address this issue is that there is no burden of proof from these accusers that Michelle Obama is actually Mike. This is some of their vicious slander that they put out there on this beautiful woman. Now, the thing is what really bothers me is that so-called black men. I haven't heard any black women, but I'm pretty sure there's some of them that been drinking that juice, that made a side with the Republican Party. And let me assure you this. I do not support the Republicans or the Democrats. I'm for the new party. That's the futuristic party, the purple party. That's the future. Right now, these two parties are morally corrupt from the left and psychological ill on the right. And I don't see how any melanated person can make alliances with the current trajectory of the right as of this day. And the same thing for the left. Anytime that we're going to support a group that attempts to sexualize children, bring in certain type of behavior and introduced under the Biden administration, and initiated under the Obama administration. So that's my gripe with the left and straight up racism with the right. And that's what I'm gonna deal with right here. This just lie about Michelle Obama was started by so-called white nationalist racists, ignorant, possibly a form of rednecks and people with low IQ, people that want to take a falsehood and run with it and don't do any investigation. I investigated Michelle Obama. I investigated her youth. See what I'm saying? And this is one of the questions I bring forth. Coming from out of the Republican Party, Miss Candace Owens challenged Prime Minister or whatever the guy's position over there, that Macron's, that his wife was a man. In my mind, I can think. I was like, well, she's so adamant and strong about that. Why haven't she said anything about Michelle Obama being a man? Why haven't the vicious slanderers in the current administration make such allegations or accusations? Because they know that it's not true. But we got these people out here, and I'm getting a so-called ignorant European Caucasian whites, Ku Klux Klansmen and Proud Boys and so-called white nationalists. I'm gonna get them a pass. It's the so-called Negroes. Michelle Obama is a mother. She's a daughter. She's an auntie. She's all the feminine principles in so-called black people's lives, man. And y'all want to disrespect her, the honor of white nationalists, white supremacists, individual in the seat of the White House right now today. And in the same sense, you haven't done no research. You don't have the burden of proof. Bring the proof. Not that, oh man, her mother called her Michael, Obama called her Michael. People make mistakes. But bring the proof, bring the DNA, bring the school records, bring the pictures, bring it all. And not that little picture when she got a short haircut. Many confident black women, so-called black women, have worn their hair short at one time or another in their life. See, the things that, especially you so-called Negroes, y'all out here riding on a whim of white nationalists. And that's my issue with it. If it was true, hey, throw it out there. But from my research, my searching, I can't say that it's true, and I will say that it is false. One thing I want to say is that, man, I've been incarcerated. I've been around homosexuals, transgenders, all that. They in the dorm, they on the pound, all that. And they always get their stuff away. One thing about posing as a man or a woman, you have to practice it. You think these manly women out there already knew how to be, put out masculine energy? No, they practice it. That's why they sagging. That's why they talking like a man when they straight up woman. That's not their natural voice. And the same thing with the men that pose as women. That's not their natural voices. They have cultivated and customized their character to fit the image that they have in their possibly sick minds. Because if a man, a grown man with a penis, thinks that he's a woman because he got an overflow of feminine energy, there's something wrong. And the same thing, if a grown woman got a JJ vagina and she thinks that she's a man and she got an overflow of masculine energy, something is wrong. I will say that you can have an overflow of masculine energy and you be a female. You come up with the feminine principle. The thing is, you're supposed to balance it. But if you don't balance it, that's cool because you're comfortable masquerading in this masculine perspective. But you know what the thing of it is that you'll never be a man. There's not a woman on this planet that goes through surgery or do anything will never be a man because when they look up when your bones are in the ground and they check your bone densities and all that, they will say this is a woman. And the same thing with a man. You would never be a woman. You can have feminine energy. You can dance like a woman, talk like a woman, dress like a woman, but you's a grown man. You got the male principle resides in you. It's in your DNA. And some fools would try to say, well, the scientists have found that there's another. They found another lie. They found a lie to comfort people that have sicknesses. Look up the history of, particular behavior and what that, and what how they diagnosed it before. But let me get back on the track. I just made mention of that because this is something that people need to take a look at. But Michelle Obama is 100% woman. And if you have slandered her, you should apologize. If, some type of way, form, or fashion. If you don't apologize to her, apologize to the universe. Apologize to the God that you say that you understand. Repent. Ask for forgiveness for your participation in white nationalists being a so-called melanated man or melanated woman. But it's mostly the men. Haters. They probably hate their mother. They probably hate their sisters. They probably hate their exes. All that. And now they want to find an occasion to accuse this woman, to have these children come, oh, somebody else brought the children for them. Wait, bring the evidence. Don't talk about it, be about it. And that's the whole thing, man. These people out here be trying to spin. And and you know what? And that's why they can relate to the current commander-in-chief. Straight up liar. Straight up charlatan. Straight up manipulator. Straight up never want to take responsibility. Don't come with the records. Don't all this stuff, man. It's all fit together. But I'm just telling people to don't drink that juice. And you can make a mistake. I have made mistakes. I thought Michael Jackson was guilty. Why did I think Michael Jackson was guilty? Because they said that the little boy had seen and described his father. And I'm thinking to myself back in those days, how could that be so? How could he see his father? How could he describe his father if he never seen it? But you know what? My mind was undeveloped. And now in the day when the information came out that they set him up and Mike was trying to save the children, I feel bad. And you know what? Not ask for forgiveness. I genuinely felt bad that I was thinking that Mike was guilty of that because I didn't investigate. Only thing I was just is listening to the rhetoric, the propaganda. But I know better now. I don't trust nothing from the media. I don't trust nothing from the colonizers when it comes to truth about particular situations and subjects. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to wind this down. And I challenge any one of you white nationalists, any one of you so-called Negroes to come with the proof of burden that that woman, Miss Michelle Obama, is a man. Not what you heard, not what somebody said. Bring the records. Bring the records to set the record straight. And if you can't do that, shut your mouth because you're toxic. You're a liar. You are a bigot and a possibly white nationalist, white supremacist. Because this is where this started from. I know it with all my heart, mind, soul, and strength. And you so-called Negroes, y'all need to get a life. Y'all need to learn some respect for your people. One thing that I learned is that in certain instances, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Especially if you haven't done no research on it. I don't know this woman or this man from a can of paint. You've seen him on TV. And that's the sickness about these so-called whites. They hate this man because he attained the highest office in the land and he had a a Harvard, Princeton woman on their side. I done heard Miss Michelle Obama speak the other day when they was opening up the center and how she honored her husband, honored him like he was a king, and how she spoke, with flawlessly about, the things that he had to endure through the racist resistance of the government, how and the thing that I was so impressed about is that she flowed with it. She spoke from her heart and her mind. You understand? She ain't had to read the teleprompter. And she didn't sound ignorant like the clown on 16th Street. Yeah, I said that because you know what? Truth don't need no support. No support. And the truth of the matter is Michelle Obama is 100, 1,000, 1,000,000% all woman. Peace.